Logo's POW.
Right, let's have a look at 4 games which were sort of based around food products from Great Britain and for the Commodore 64. Right, with no fanfare at all or music, this is Mr. Wimpy from Ocean. Really basic screen. Thank you, David Selwood. So Wimpy was a high street burger sort of, not really quite fast food. It was like a burger restaurant that used real cutlery and real crockery, and for some reason I think there's still probably a couple of restaurants still out there, and there may well be, and they're quite famous for in this day and age their old menus being resurfacing on social media with such delights as the bender in a bun, which was sausage. Anyway, so yes, Ocean licensed it, and its mascot, which is a beef eater, very British still, and here we have it. Yes, and if you're expecting this kind of game, well, yeah, you're right. So this isn't the actual game. This is the annoying bit before the game starts proper, where you've got to collect your burger ingredients on a tray and take them back to the other side of the screen. The green meanie there doesn't hurt you, but these pothole things do. And the green meanie will steal your ingredients, and this is just a little annoyance before you actually play the game proper. It's a bit like that bit in Horace Goes Skiing where you have to cross the road before you actually play the skiing. There we go, that's it. The greatest game under the bun, apparently, as they said on the box, and predictably enough, the actual game is Burger Time. Not... oh, that's a really fast egg. Not surprising, really, considering this was that Wild West period of gaming where companies like Ocean would just essentially rip off an arcade game and change the graphics, but the core elements of the gameplay were identical to its arcade original. So, yeah, there we go. Burger Time. I'm surprised there wasn't a McDonald's Burger Time game. Maybe there was, who knows. All I know is we got this. Interesting thing, this was one of the first Commodore 64 games I remember owning on cassette, only because we had Jet Set Willy ordered from a catalogue. Now the catalogue was called Burlington. If you can imagine the Littlewoods catalogue, except a little bit more shit, that was what Burlington was. Oh, well, just actually, what's that ice cream cone do? I can't be asked to go and get it. Yeah, so I ordered Jet Set Willy from that, and it got delayed and we didn't get it. And then as an apology, they sent us this and Gilligan's Gold on the Commodore 64. So that's it was something. Again, 2 games which at the time I greatly enjoyed. What the fuck is that weird thing? Oh crap, it's all going tits up now. Right, so let's get to the top and just rain burger hell on all these rogue ingredients. And this was the first time I played this kind of game. I don't think I'd actually played Burger Time in any way, shape or form before playing Mr. Wimpy. So, in a much the same way that Rally X I hadn't played, even though I'd played a clone of it called, oh shit, Radar Rat Race. Okay, so the ice cream gives you pepper, because that's the way the condiments work. Excellent. But yeah, I mean, no, it's fine. It plays nicely as a Burger Time clone. But and it is a fast food Or at least a food-based game, and I've died again. I have got this on Infinite Lives, so I could actually get somewhere. I could have put Infinite Pepper on, but that would have been a bit more of a game breaker. So yes, there we go. Mr. Wimpy, serviceable Burger Time clone, and he's getting mad. I mean, some of these nasties look like they're getting really pissed off and going, it's probably been left out the fridge for a couple of days. Hey, whoa, never mind. Let's play something else. Oh good, another title screen with no effort put into it. So this is Weetabix versus the Titchies. Weetabix is a breakfast cereal over here. One favoured by a good chum of mine, Geigerpunk, even though he does eat it in a rather strange way. Anyway, this I don't think was actually commercially released. I think this was just a mail some tokens back to the company and they'll send you a tape with it on. And I've got an original of this in the loft. I don't know how. I don't think I ate that much Weetabix. And you can tell what it is. It's essentially a very, very slow Space Invaders clone starring a Weetabix. Okay, so a bit of background here. Weetabix at this sort of time in the early 80s, maybe late 70s to early 80s, was advertised by a group of skinheads. Well, Weetabix skinheads. So there was this guy, his name was Dunk, I think. There was Crunch, Brains, because he had glasses, obviously. Dixie, which is the female Weetabix, and Brian, which was the stupid Weetabix. So, yeah, if you wanted breakfast cereal advertised to children via the means of skinheads, that was it. A very, very bizarre thing, but hey, you know, it was a different time. That's not an excuse for anything at all. And I don't understand really why we've got a Space Invaders clone where you have to actually pick up what looks like a toothpick and then chuck it at the Space Invaders, and you've got a shield, but that's your neat wheat thing on the side there, and old Mr. Weetabix here will actually have a slight bit of inertia on the control. As you push it further more in one direction, he will slow down and speed up. And yeah, what do you really expect from something which was included essentially in a cereal box? And these are Titchies. Any breakfast that isn't Weetabix is called a Titchie breakfast and is substandard green and shoots at you. So, you know, you can see cornflakes there and shreddies, and no, they weren't going to go that far and actually call out any competitors, were they? No. Advertising was far too nice back in the 80s, wasn't it? And that's what this is. This is an advert. And it's amazing to a degree that such an obscure thing still exists today by the power of preservation and emulation. Like I said, I've got an original of this in the loft. I really don't know. I must have got it in a bundle of games. It's an unusual thing to have. And come on. Run into my toothpick. Oh shit, he's on the warpath now, this Titchie. There we go. Dunker's filled up with neat wheat energy. Press fire to start the next Titchie attack. Brilliant. So yeah, not really much else I can say about this, apart from, you know, it's... He made a funny sound coming on that time, but yeah. It's just really slow and tedious. Do you think there are any good games made based on foodstuffs in the UK? I tell you what, this one is particularly boring now I've talked about it. So, let's play another one. Right, this is the Muncher Eats Chewits. Around about this sort of time, Rampage was a really popular game, and Chewits were 10p, which was about the same cost as a go on Rampage. And combine those two things and you end up with a monster game where you smash buildings but Chewits themed. The Chewits monster there is called the Muncher. Has been retconned later in the 2000s to actually be called Chewy the Chewosaurus, which frankly is stupid. I didn't care what it was called. All I knew is that Chewits were chewier and tastier than Barrow in Furnace Bus Depot. Anyway.
Could match the delicious chewy flavors of Chewits. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Chewits are even chewier than Barrow in Furnace Bus Depot.
Now, strangely enough, the title screen now shows just a monster. So, okay. So, player 1 is at the seashore. So, off we go. Helicopter. What are we doing? Oh, it's scrolling. It's not. I thought it was going to be fixed screen. It's very. Oh, can we eat that little person down there? It's very grim for for a game based on a children's snack. Well, that's like supposedly. Oh, you can eat a woman pushing a pram with potentially a child inside. That is some dark shit there. Oh, you can climb the buildings and smash up the helicopter. Very Rampart style. That's a really nice big sprite there, isn't it? A bit blocky, but it's not brown. A very colourful game too. I have read it that some people preferred this to the Commodore 64 version of Rampage. I was quite fond of the Commodore 64 version of Rampage, and this is the first time I've played this. So interesting. Oh, you can shoot diagonally. Excellent. I just squashed that person flat. Let's see if we can squash this guy flat. Oh, nasty. We'll climb outside of this building. Oh, climb outside of this building. And that's my life thing there. Eat that chap. It'd be nice if it scrolled a bit further back, so you're not quite at the... Oh, crap. Right at the edge of the screen when you're walking. But, oh well, it is what it is. Stomp. That's quite satisfying doing a stomping on a bloke. Yeah, there we go. I mean, is the point here to smash up all the buildings? Or that one just fell apart of its own accord. Hey nerd, where are you going with your homework? Now you're a mushness underneath. Seriously, that is dark. But fine. Oh, what's that? Is that energy? Yes, radioactive goo is energy. But, oh, now they're sending the tanks after me. Can we stamp on the tank? Yes, we can stamp on the tank. Stamp on the little man as well. Inca Inn. Okay. I can hear a helicopter, but I can't see it. The sands. So, there we go. A seaside resort there. You can't jump on the helicopter. Oh, you can tail whip. That's cool. Is that a graphical glitch or is that starting to fall down? I don't know, it's hard to tell. Can I climb up this building? I don't know. Brilliant. So yeah, an unusual game and an unusual tie-in. Chewits still are a chewy fruit flavoured sweet which gets stuck in your teeth. Okay, we've quickly gone to the stage 2, which is curiously called the Nintendo Village. That's really bizarre. I mean, are we going to hit a Sega Town next or something? I don't know. Everything's the same, apart from these parachute guys, who I've just flambéed. But yeah, weird. As I was saying, yes, Chewits have branched out more recently. They are they do sour Chewits and all different types of Chewits now, which some of which are quite nice if you like such things. So again, an unusual thing. I don't think the monster even really looks like the one from the adverts, but I suppose it was a thing. And this was a full price game as well, so that's something. I don't think it reviewed particularly well. And it's a little confusing on the graphical side as well. But I still can't get over the fact I'm smashing at something called Nintendo Village in a Commodore 64 game from 1988. I mean, Nintendo weren't even that big over here yet. I mean, you knew about them. But, yeah, very, very odd naming decision there. And is that all falling down now? No, probably not. I don't know. Very strange. Anyway, yeah, shall we move on to the last game here? Right, again, no title screen at all now, it's to say. This is Action Biker from Mastertronic. Now, this, I do believe, wasn't supposed to be a food tie-in, but ended up being one to some sponsorship. The cover of the game shows Clumsy Colin in Action Biker, and Clumsy Colin was a mascot for a snack food, crisps if you like, called Skips, and they're still around today. But Clumsy Colin was this again a 80s stereotype punk guy who was, well, clumsy and knocked shit over all the time, and he was shoehorned into this game. So so I've no idea what the point is here. I think you've got to go and collect things like that. We've got a nice little Rob Hubbard ditty here. Crash helmet. You probably should have got that before you started driving around, Colin, considering how clumsy you apparently are. And this is sort of open worldy, sort of exploration and collect stuff game. How fast can you go? Pretty fast. Excellent. But I think if you crash into anything, it's immediate death, so let's calm down. And for this kind of game, it doesn't control too badly. I'm immediately getting flashbacks to the last V8 and how badly that controlled. And I think the world has wrapped around already. It has, hasn't it? Okay, so it's not a particularly large world. But anyway, you need to look for another item to collect. And this was fine. I mean, £1.99 for this. You know, not too bad. I've just noticed we've got a fuel meter as well. I presume I can top it up at the petrol station here. Gently does it. Oh! You can't reverse. You can almost turn on the spot. Yeah, fuel's going up. Well, it did go up. Maybe I didn't expend enough, but I'm sure that went up. Anyway, there is something to collect over here. I don't believe you have to collect all the things you've already collected if you die, which is good. Oh, not even an animation when you fall in the pond, just an explosion, because bikes are well known to explode when hit by water. And I suppose I've got a gears function there as well, but I really don't know. Fire button doesn't seem to change the gear. Anyway, let's go and collect this, whatever this is. Riding leathers. Again, does that mean Colin's riding around naked? Who knows? Right, so where's your next thing to collect, Colin? There's no on-screen indication of how many things you need to collect. Oh look, there's something else. What do you reckon this is? Boots? Highway code book! Again, you shouldn't be on the road, Colin! And there is a roller coaster of some description, and I do believe you can actually ride, well, not ride it, but ride your bike on it in a very, very safe fashion. Let's go and do that then, because that can only go well. Oh, and I fell off it. And I don't think there's any reason to go up there anyway. Oh dear. Colin, what do you like? But yeah, this was a fab way to spend $1.99 back in the day. I do remember playing this a fair bit. It's fine. There's nothing wrong here. It's just a good little budget game. Let's go in there, see what's in there. I noticed there's ramps up there as well, so I presume I can go over these ramps. Oh, blimey. That looks like a pain. But luckily there doesn't seem to be, any reason to go up those onto that raised walkway or driveway. Rideway? I don't know. Quite a small and manageable map. Even though I can't remember where I went just now. Oh, that's right here. No, that's back to the roller coaster. A gearbox. Oh, right. Now I can change gears. Now I've picked up a gearbox for my bike. Surely a gearbox is pretty much a prerequisite for a bike functioning? I don't know. It's not the kind of thing you can just pick up and plug in, is it? I don't know enough about engines and shit to comment, but it doesn't sit right with me. But yeah, I've got no indication of how many things I'm supposed to be collecting here. Let's see if we can get that paddock thing with the ramps, just for shits and giggles, try and jump over something. Probably going to end in certain death for Colin, but hey, that's fine. Ah, shit. Oh, I missed the ramp completely and smashed into a fence. So, there we go. Action biker featuring Clumsy Colin based on some skips. Fantastic. So, there we go. Some Commodore 64 food-based grounders for you. What did you think of them? Have you got any similar games in mind? If you have, comment below.
Subscribe or naff off.